Hi beauties, welcome. My name is Annie and this is See My Bliss _beauty. Today I am finally getting around to playing with the Little Briar Rose palette from my December 2019 Boxyluxe. I have had this sitting on my desk for most of the month of December. And just now today on December, what is the date today? December 28th, picked it up and put it on my face. So if you are interested to see how I came up with this look, stick around. Okay, so let's just dive right in and get started with the Fairy Tales Cosmetics Little Briar Rose palette. This is a first impression, but I'm not whatever. Haven't used it yet. It is a really pretty palette. It is your typical kind of rosy palette with a pop of blue. I think normally I'm kind of gravitating towards the blue right now, but I think for today I'm going to actually go in with the pinks because I'm also super obsessed right now with the multi-chrome flakes from Beauty Bar Baby. And so I want to use one of those as well. All right, so to get started, I am going to go in and I'm going to start with the darkest shade, which is going to be Grim. That is going to be this color here. And I am just going to shape my outer V in my typical fashion. To do that, I'm going to use the Luxie 213, which is an eye shading brush. So, oh gosh, that's the large side of the mirror. Nobody needs to see that. I am just going to lay some of that down just in the outer V area. And I don't want this to overpower the look, but I do just want to make sure I have a little bit of depth and definition out here. So I'm not going to add any extra to my brush. This is going on very easily. It's quite powdery in the pan, but I don't mind that at all. Sometimes I see that and I think that's great because it's going to blend well. Sometimes it means that it's not going to stick, which is always annoying. All right, I'm just going to kind of pull this through. Again, not adding any extra pigment onto my brush. You can see how far just that one little tap went. I may come back in and add some more of the shade later, but for now, I think we're going to leave it just like that. That was super quick, super easy, super painless. Going in with the Luxie Small Tapered Blending, that's the 231. I'm going to go into the shade Thorn, which is this shade here. Again, I'm just going to gently tap my brush into the pan. That one didn't seem to have as much kick up. And I'm going to blend this all through my crease, starting out with kind of windshield wiper motions. Yeah, not as much kick up, definitely not as pigmented, but boy, that's actually not bad. I mean, that's 2 taps. So I'm good with that. Starting with windshield wiper motions, and then I will move on to small circular motions to blend those in. These are blending actually very beautiful. I'm impressed. I was a little concerned. I mean, I don't know, sometimes Boxy's hit or miss, right? I'm gonna tap in one more time. And I was a little concerned that these were kind of more all about the packaging, like Too Faced can be sometimes. But these are actually blending quite nicely. Trying to keep my eyebrows not raised. I have a tendency to want to do that, but I need to be able to see the shadow once my face is relaxed. So just blending, making sure that's a nice smooth blend between the 2 shades. Wow, okay, I really like that. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Now I'm going to go in, if I can find it, with my Elizabeth Mott blending brush, which is a denser blending brush. I tend to like this a little bit better. And I'm going to go into the shade Spindle, which is the lightest shade I'm going to use today. That's this shade here. Going to tap into that. Again, just 1 tap, not too much kick up in the pan. And we are going to blend that along the edges of what I've already laid down. So the thing missing from this palette is a brow bone highlight, so I will probably just use one out of my contour palette to highlight my brow bone. I tend to like a matte brow bone highlight instead of a shimmer. I don't mind not having that in the palette just because I have a ton of them in other palettes, so I don't feel like I need them in every single palette. All right, so just blending that in. I'm going to go back in with the Luxie 231 and that shade Thorn, which is the second shade we used. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that, a little bit more depth there. I feel like Thorn and Spindle had kind of the same color weight there. So I just want to add a little bit more Thorn to hopefully rectify that a little bit. And then lastly, I'm going to go back in with Grim on that shader brush and deepen this up. Now I don't think I'm going to do a cut crease today. We'll see how these shimmers perform when you just pack them on over other colors. But then at the end I am going to add some of those flakes from Beauty Bar Baby. I've been having a lot of fun experimenting with them and seeing how they layer over different colors. All right, just add some more depth there. And going back in with the small tapered blending brush, no additional product. We're just going to kind of blend those out and pull them out into my standard kind of wing shape here. I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a little dark up top, but again, we'll add a brow bone highlight at the end. So these shades are a little, I guess, murkier than I thought they would be. I'm not mad at it. I actually kind of like it. So I'm going to actually go in with a pretty dark shade on my lid. I'm going to go in with Beauty, which is this mauve shade here. And I'm just going to start by picking that up on my finger. Ooh, those feel really nice. That's quite pretty. Look at, it's quite pretty. Really like that. It has a nice sheen to it. We'll see if that translates well to the lid. So typically, if I'm not going to be putting anything over my shimmers, I will go down with a glitter glue. It's really pretty. I know it looks dark and crazy right now. We are going to add, like I said, some flakes over the top of this. But yeah, I typically like to use a glitter glue because I feel like you get the most oomph out of your shimmers using a glitter glue. So that is my typical way to go about it. Okay, yeah, that was a super simple, easy eye look. I am going to do my base makeup, do the other eye off camera, and then we'll come back to finish this off. We'll see what it looks like before the flakes, and then we will add in the flakes at the end. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and ready to finish up with this eye look. So starting with my lower lash line, I am going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. This is in the shade Love Drug. I think it was part of the Naked Cherry collection. And we are just going to smudge that along the lower lash line. And I am going to take it in my waterline as well. This is going to be a pretty, well, we'll see what happens at the end when I add the flakes, but a pretty dark look. And I'm going to smudge that out using my It Cosmetics smudger brush. That is just what it calls. What it's called. I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade. Actually, I think I'm going to start with a lighter shade. I'm going to go in with Thorn to start, and I'm going to kind of smudge this along my lower lash line. Alright, I think I like that. I'm going to go in now with Grim, which is the darkest shade, and I am just going to use that in the outer like third portion, and again make sure that I pull that up and really connect everything there. Okay, so far I really actually like this. It's not my typical, it's very work appropriate, which is not my typical jam. I am just gonna go back in with the small tapered blending brush, and right now I'm not gonna add any product, and I'm just going to kind of blend this all down. A shade in here that I want to use for my inner corner highlight, so I'm just going to use the same highlight that I used on my face, which is from the Urban Decay Naked Cherry collection, their highlight and blush palette. I'm going to pick that up on a Luxie mini round brush. This is the number 141, and I'm going to dip into both shades here. And I do need to go in and kind of lighten up under my brow bone. And again, there's not a shade in the palette, so I'm just going to go into my Tarte Cosmetics Park Avenue Princess palette. And I think normally, I think we're gonna go into Enhance, which is this shade here. That's usually the one I like to use to brighten things up. I'm going to actually pick up my mirror for this. Okay, so this is where I am so far before I apply my mascara. I actually kind of like it. I really like the shadows. I thought the shadows blended beautifully. But yeah, I kind of actually like this. So now we'll go in and see if I ruin the entire thing. I'm going to pop some of the Lyra multi-chrome flakes over the top of this. I don't think I'm gonna do it like super heavy like I have been using these. We'll see. I don't know, maybe I should just, well, I'm gonna go for it. Why not? Again, I'm gonna be in a dark theater. It's makeup, it washes off, no big deal. Okay, so the multi-chrome flakes you have to use a glitter glue with. They will not stick without them, so I am going to use my NYX glitter primer. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that onto my brush because again, today I don't want to cover my whole lid. I just kind of want these to kind of be scattered across. So again, this could be a serious mistake. We shall see. So this is Lyra. It is kind of a white base with like a pink and somewhat green shift. The green is what's giving me pause here. I don't know if that's going to focus on that. You'll have to trust me when I say they're beautiful. It's not wanting to focus. So I'm going to take a flat shader brush and just pick some of those up on the brush and lightly tap them on to my lid. I I actually really like that. Once you get them placed, you just press them down with your finger to make sure that everything is adhering properly. I kind of like that. I want to add a few more here where I feel it looks a little bit. I don't know if you can catch that shift. I know on camera they're looking a little green, but in real life it's got this beautiful pink shift to them. So we are going to call them the thorns on the rose, I suppose. Every rose does have its thorn. So the thing with these flakes is I typically like to use them before I apply my base, because once they kind of hit your skin, they kind of melt in. Now, I'm not too bothered by it. I like to be shiny and sparkly, so it doesn't bother me too much, but I know other people it might drive them bananas. So if you want to get them off of your face, you have to work pretty quickly, because they will kind of melt in and then you'll have shiny things all over your face all day. Again, that does not bother me in the slightest. All right, I think I really like that. I think. What do you guys think? Does it look crazy? It might look a little crazy, huh? It might look a little crazy. I don't care. Again, it's makeup, it washes off. I'm going to be in a dark room, and really, I kind of like it, so that's really all that matters, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara, and off camera, no one needs to see me do that. Everyone knows how to put on mascara. And then I will be back for you to see the final look. All right, so here is the final look using the Storybook Cosmetics Little Briar Rose Palette that I got in my December Boxyluxe. And topping that are the Lyra Flakes from Beauty Bar Baby. I'm actually really pleased with the way this came out. I feel like the flakes add a lot of visual interest, kind of just up my alley. I'm gonna zoom you out so we can get have a little chit chat about the palette itself. So this palette is, I think it's adorable. The packaging is really super cute. Anything packaged like a book, I mean, come on. I love to read, so this kind of goes into my little literary little heart. As far as the formula goes, the mattes that I used, I only used 4 shades today. So the mattes that I used actually blended really, really beautifully. And that shimmer was actually very nice. It went on beautifully with my finger. I did not use it with a brush. So the next time I use this palette, I will probably try to use it on its own and see how it goes. I want to play with the blues and see how they are. I have a lot of blues in my collection, so let's see if they these ones can measure up. I thought that the matte formula was fairly smooth. The only one that had any amount of kick up would be Grim, but again, that doesn't bother me at all. I didn't get any fallout on my face. And it just went on and blended out like super quick. So overall, yes, I think this is a beautiful palette. I'm really happy that it was included in my Boxycharm this month. And I'm super happy to add it to my collection. On my lips today, if you're wondering, I used another item from my Boxycharm. I used the Too Faced Melted Metallic Lipstick in the shade I Want to Rock With You. I think that pairs really nicely with my eyes today, and yeah, so I'm super pleased with this look. I am back to my rambling phase, which I tend to do at the end of all of my videos, so I'm going to say goodbye here. If you enjoyed today's video, please scooch on down, hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed today's video, why don't you like scooch over to its neighbor and hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to ring the bell to be notified of all of my latest uploads. I hope you all have a fabulous day. I am off to watch The Rise of Skywalker. Bye.